The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Hey, I'm Molly Carmel, an eating disorder and addiction therapist and your coaching guide. On my show, What You're Craving, we get to the real root of your problems when it comes to food, weight, dieting, and beyond. Through honest conversations with a crew of my favorite experts and friends, we'll expand our minds, we'll learn, we'll laugh, we'll even heal. Get ready to break open and break through. I've got your back big time, and together we'll figure out what you're really craving. Tune in every Wednesday for a new episode anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Let some things be retrograde.
You guys.
Oh my God. Elizabeth!
Stephanie! We're back.
I have to say, I'm really happy to see you.
I'm so happy
I haven't
to see you.
said that out loud before we're recording because I'm just too overwhelmed and don't want to be emotional, but I'm just really happy.
Oh, I love you.
I love you too. It's like we just picked up where we left off.
We sure did.
I was nervous.
I was a little nervous
I was
too.
like, who is she even
What am I like
gonna
now?
be? The same.
The exact same. Literally fresh pricks in my face from Botox.
Yeah.
It's only right
Yeah. No,
to see one another in this state. And your bathroom's overflowed.
Oh my God, guys, Elizabeth showed up here and my bathroom downstairs was overflowing with shit water and there was just fucking shit water all over my house. It couldn't be more fucking retrograde over here.
Yeah.
Also, Elizabeth just met my boyfriend for the first time. I'm going to need a full review.
I think he's wonderful.
Okay, great. Why?
Really? I just thought he was very friendly and welcoming and kind. And I loved your guys' vibe together.
I love that review.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for us to all really hang out.
Yeah.
Have some laughs, some drinks.
All of it.
The libations. I can't wait for him to meet Joey. I feel like him and Joey are going to be fun friends.
That will be nice.
Because they can both be,
silly and chill.
Jason loves to improvise in his own words.
Oh, really?
So
okay.
Yeah, he needs a little dog with a bone like your Joey.
He loves a yes and.
Yeah.
He provides a yes and every time.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So guys, Stephanie and I, this is our first time recording together in 2021 in the same room.
This is our first time being in the same room in 6 months.
Yeah.
Which was the thing that in my brain was circling back over and over and over again. And I was just this is not normal. I have not seen her for 6 months. It was torturing me.
But we fixed it.
No, we fixed it.
We're fixing it.
It's just weird because I was living my own life. You were living your own life. And it's hard to find ways to connect when it's it's funny though, because we live in this world where you can have relationships on Zoom, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know about you or everyone listening, but for me, it just really lacks the je ne sais quoi of the
joie de vivre.
Yeah, I don't know how people have long distance relationships where they don't see each other for long periods of time.
Right.
Bitch, I'd be cheating if that's the case.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would get, it's just hard to stay connected when you're not physically, at least for me, I'm I'm that full, what's that human design touch?
Your love language?
Well, my love language is compliments, but no.
Gifts.
No, but when they say how you connect,
right.
Mine is the touching sense.
Yeah, mine's definitely not that.
No, yours is something else. I can't remember.
Right.
I know you can't remember because you don't.
Definitely not.
You don't retain stuff like that.
No, I can't.
I know.
I can tell you a lot about a lot of other things, but I can't tell you anything that has to do with my own personal astrology or human design beyond the fact that I'm a manifest generator.
5 minutes ago, she asked me what her rising sign was. And I said, the fact that you can't retain this is sweet, but alarming.
I thought it would be cute to go back to kind of an old bit.
But you also don't.
Also I didn't know.
Yeah. So there's that. Oh, wait, I have a hot topic.
Oh, tell me.
Did you watch the Friends reunion?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to need us to talk about that.
Within the first 45 seconds, I was in full ugly face cry tears.
Okay, same. I was feeling it so hard.
And I didn't think, and Lisa Kudrow for me is my number one ultimate. I think everything she says is the funniest thing on the planet. So I was just, all her side comments was exactly what I needed in that moment.
And for me, as an actor who I wouldn't call myself a transformative Meryl Streep. I'm more of a can be herself well with false emotions and false premises, but I'm not like fucking Daniel Day-Lewis over here. To see Lisa Kudrow as herself acting so much like Phoebe was like this really beautiful, like artistic confirmation for me of like, it's cool. Like everyone has their idiosyncrasies and you bring that to your character, and that's like really what makes it so fun.
Another theme that I pulled in my analysis of the Friends reunion was how they casted David and Lisa first. And I also know this because Sarah Silverman has told us that like everyone that was in comedy in LA and New York at the time everybody auditioned for that show. And it's so funny. I always said she needs to put this in her act because she's always like, everyone's like going out for the show Friends. Yeah, they were like making fun of it. Make fun of it.
And like it makes sense that people would make fun of it. It does seem
what is
so
this script?
Stupid.
What a silly concept. But joke's on literally all of us.
That's why whenever I come up with ideas for writing, I'm like, it's so dumb that it's going to work.
Exactly. And so they cast the Ross character and the Phoebe character first. And then I found it promising that it took them 2 months till they casted anybody else. And like, you know, you just never know what can happen. And it's just a testament to kind of like magic exists because like something cool and amazing could happen and you just never know when.
Right. Like you don't know what's in the works. I always remind myself of, or I have reminded myself of that in like tougher times when like I'm not employed or like I'm not dating someone or whatever, when you feel that like lack and somewhat like desperation.
Yeah.
The thing that I always remind myself is like, or the thing I've lied to myself about to help me get through, but actually I think is partially true, is like right now someone's thinking about you or mentioning your name and you have no idea.
Totally.
And you have to have faith that that's happening. And I think like from a manifesting perspective, if you put your faith into that, it actually like resonates and becomes true.
And next thing you know, you're on the cover of Us Weekly with people speculating about your fertility.
I will say that would never happen today.
Because but then I just hated how that was part of it. But that's a whole other conversation around early aughts celebrity culture that is disgusting.
Well, they were fucking lightning in a bottle. The fact that they've been watched billions of times, that they were syndicated like that, like the amount of money and exposure that they got from being on TV in the 90s and early 2000s, no human being on earth will ever experience that again from the entertainment perspective, because now there's just too much shit.
So many options.
And you just can't make that type of money or impact.
It was just
unless you're The Handmaid's Tale.
It could have done without the fashion show.
Yeah, I wasn't
like I have
into
notes.
that.
No fashion show.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, and don't need that. I would have just loved them to just reminisce more.
Can I say something unpopular but maybe popular?
Okay.
We don't need Gaga there.
Oh, I liked that part. I could without the choir. Sans choir.
Except for when Lisa was like, oh yeah, I just kind of thought it was better though, like with just me.
Exactly. She just is so effortlessly hilarious. And if anybody hasn't watched The Comeback, which is the most spectacular show I think ever written, in my humble, do it. Enjoy yourself. First season, and then 9 years later comes the second season. Both are fantastic.
Wait, also Gaga, sorry not to like be a hater, but I just think it's funny, like she's so unfunny. She tries to be funny so often that I'm just like, I don't try to be Gaga. Like, why don't you just fucking stay in your lane? Like, to me, it's embarrassing and takes away from her brilliance as an artist when she tries to be funny and has like literally no timing.
It was a choice to like integrate that bit. They tried something. You never know.
Right.
Going back to, sometimes you just got to try stuff.
Yeah.
And it will land. See, we learned so many deep lessons.
I mean, I loved it. I hated when people were like, it was a mess. Like the internet coming from Matthew Perry, it's like so sad.
No, I don't like any of that. I think that the problem is, think something to ponder. What would Friends have been like without the chorus of the internet being so goddamn loud and annoying and opinionated back in the day? It would have ruined the experience.
They do use gay as a punchline like a lot.
Too much.
Which I agree is problematic at this point.
Yeah.
But they were able to live.
And if Steph Simbari thinks it's problematic, we know.
Because I am extremely problematic myself. I'm just waiting to get canceled. No, fuck you. No, my biggest and best and most beloved thing, and then we can move on from the friend reunion, is that Matt LeBlanc is a fucking national treasure. I'm so in love with him. I don't care how many cannolis he was smuggling under his t-shirt.
See, that's another problematic trope within Friends is the fat jokes.
No,
we need to move away from that.
That's true.
People age and their digestive systems slow down, and we need to just accept that and not comment on it.
I
also,
guess.
if you're that rich, get as fat as you want.
See, that's hilarious. I'm more like, if you're that rich, get a methodology subscription. Sakara Life Code Retrograde. No, I love him. I don't care. He's like the zaddy of all zads.
Yeah.
I'm so into it. Anyways.
That said.
It was an emotional, beautiful roller coaster. And it really is like, it's crazy to be someone who's touched so many people's lives. You can't possibly process that as one individual.
Also, like that's just the interesting thing about the career of acting is it's literally somebody saying yes to you.
Yeah.
And then your whole life changes.
Yeah.
It's so wild. And it was so interesting how how Jennifer Aniston was cast on another show. I just loved all of that. I wanted more. I wanted more bloopers.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes. I could have just done with them just talking about scenes that they remembered and trying to figure all of that out.
But hilariously, none of them remember anything.
And how they like don't watch the show. I mean, it's just, it was great. It was a beautiful trip down Mems Lane. And thank you, HBO Max.
Yeah. And I'm happy they didn't do a full episode. Like a lot of people were like, I wanted an episode. And I'm like,
the episodes are great as
to see that.
No, I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that.
Exactly.
I hope there's people out there who understand that reference.
There have to be.
Yeah.
If not, then
sorry.
There we go. Shall we talk about today's episode?
Because we're over the time that we said we would talk in an intro, but I feel like it's okay because we're in person for the first time.
Yeah.
We should really do just like a whole episode.
Yeah,
like
we're
this.
going to.
But I guess I'll settle for an intro. We have a friend's mother on the show today.
Carrie Ann Price, who we don't want to detract from her amazingness as a singular individual, but we connected with her because when you have a magical friend whose mother is also magical, you got to talking and you say you need to come on the show. And really, we've had so many people over the years suggest that they wanted to come on about Akashic Records. And just personally, I never really had connected with that type of work before until I met Carrie Ann. And the first session I had with her, I was just, everything she said was so accurate. And like for me, I think I allude to this in the conversation, it's pretty out there. Like it's a little challenging for me to be like, sure, yeah, totally. But it hasn't steered me wrong.
I mean, some of the things that she's told me, it's interesting. We haven't really connected on like what we have learned, but like some of the things she told me like about my past lives and like energy that I'm holding, it's like, those are things that I was internalizing as like true about my life now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why was I so mad about this thing? Or why was I always like triggered by that thing? And it's like, because you're carrying energy from like a different lifetime. And once she kind of cleared that and released that, it's like all these different issues around those things now completely went away.
Yes.
Not only in my own consciousness, but like the pathway of those things like around me energetically was cleared. It's so fucking crazy.
Magic, why not?
Yeah.
For sure.
And I told that story in a pitch and I sold the thing I was trying to pitch. So thanks, Carrie Ann.
Thank you, Carrie Ann.
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's just...
The audience is like, what did she sell? You'll find out.
You'll find out. I love how we keep it so vague on this show.
I know. Okay, so I want to address that really quick before we bounce out. Sorry, it's 2002. And I'm rolling on Molly. No. We talked a lot about stuff on the Gabby episode in a way that was like really vague. And I think it's partially because like we weren't in person and it was like this weird virtual connection confronting something that was really sensitive. So I just want to say, and then we just like went right back to recording like regular episodes as though we hadn't like had that conversation. So I want to acknowledge that for the audience, and also say that like I'm very interested in us going just deeper on how we each went into like whatever direction we needed to go in to feel like safe and happy in 2020.
Yes.
And the ways in which we diverged and the ways in which we stayed together. And like, I think that it's just more important for everyone to know that like, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like cataclysmic happened. It's just like, when you aren't connecting with someone a lot over time, it just leaves a lot of room for like assumption and blame and annoyance and sadness. And I think a lot of it for us was like, for me, like my sadness was turning into something else. And I don't necessarily think it's that important for us to like cut our wrists open and explain everything to everyone. But like, I do think that airing it out more as far as like referencing it, even from like a light joking perspective, would be informative for the audience.
And
as
I
well.
also feel as if just like as an unofficial survey, I think a lot of women I know are dealing with similar issues with girlfriends in particular.
Mm-hmm.
COVID has been hard on friendships.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to acknowledge that. And but I think that what is cool is that maybe we can be an example of like working through that.
Everyone just needs to do what's like best for them with obvious respect and boundaries. Like, we're not suggesting fucking doing anything super rogue, but I think that that's a really important place to start, especially now that like we're just moving into a different time, and it's going to be even more sensitive with being out in public and like more exposure. It's like, fucking go gently.
Mm-hmm.
Like really go gently and just keep that in mind, because I've gotten so many messages from people being like, when you talk about this, it makes me realize that I need to check my judgment. And it's like, that's really good. Like, that's really good, because we shouldn't be eating ourselves alive because of something that we have no fucking control over. Like, it's really sad that we like are destroying personal relationships over something that we have nothing to fucking do with.
Right.
Like, if you really think about it, this is just like, we're just kind of victims of something that is so much larger than us in facets and layers that like we don't understand. We try to understand, but we really don't.
Maybe. I mean, that's the conversation for a different time.
You think that we really understand the scope of what's going on like on a global level?
I think that if we're in a pandemic, my opinion, we're in a pandemic that historically a vaccine is what pulls us out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I support the vaccine getting.
Right. No, I support you getting that.
Yeah.
I'm more talking about
right. No,
not the vaccine itself. I'm not even talking about that. Right. I'm talking about like the whole scope of everything. There's so much information that like we're going to look back on this in 10 years and all of us on every side are going to be like, whoa, like fuck, I'm so rocked by this information because like I was trying to do the right thing and believe what I need to believe based on the information that I'm taking in and resonates with me. And like, we're all doing that in every way.
Yes.
But I think the grace and the gentleness comes from like all of us acknowledging on some level that we don't really know.
Certainly. And I think all we can do is give each other grace and just believe in our hearts that like everyone's just doing the best that they can.
100%.
And I think that for us, like coming to that was like a big aspect of us healing.
Mm-hmm.
And so offering that to anyone who may need that too.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's many people that do.
Yeah.
So anyways, we are going to get into some Akashic Records stuff. Hopefully it resonates.
Akashic Records.
I'm really into saying that things resonate lately.
Yeah.
So
I like that. Resonate during a retrograde. Hey.
I'm really happy that you guys are here for this episode.
Yeah, you guys, this is a big deal. So thanks for joining.
And thanks to Carrie Ann, and thanks to our partners. And you know what else?
Tell me.
Thanks for, if you feel like it, going on over and sprucing up our iTunes reviews.
Yeah, that would be cute.
Not that they need sprucing because they're...
I like a handful of current ones.
Yeah, they're shining.
Like to see it.
They're shining as they are, but they're kind of outdated.
I know. I would love to see if you guys enjoy this show. And I've never pushed on this because we're good about mentioning it here and there. Other shows will make sure to do the ask every time. That's never really been our style. But
like me, please review me.
Like and subscribe.
But I have said only write things that are good.
Yeah. And so if you don't,
Yeah.
no, but in all seriousness, it definitely helps the show. We have been doing this for 6.5 years and we are continuing. So like, let the folks know.
Okay. Let them know that we will continue, that you want us to continue, and tell us why. Speak our love language of compliments and give us the gift of a review.
There we go. We did it. All right. Without further, we've got Carrie Ann Price. I really want to say special thanks to one of our sponsors today, Public Goods, for helping make this show happen. Public Goods, honestly, I'm obsessed with them. They are a one-stop shop for sustainably high quality everyday essentials made from clean ingredients at an affordable price. So they've got everything from coffee to toilet paper to household cleaning products to pet food. Public Goods searches the globe to find clean, healthy, eco-friendly, and innovative products. You know, I'm recording this from home, pulling the curtain back, and I'm just looking around the room right now and I'm seeing their dish soap and hand soap at my sink, which I absolutely love. And in my purse that's next to me, I carry their hand sanitizer and their dental floss. Those are just 4 all-stars that I appreciate from them, but they have so many wonderful products that are all ethically sourced, and they obsessively develop each of their products to be free of unhealthy ingredients and harmful additives that are still common on drug and grocery store shelves. And they use a membership model to keep the costs low. And then that passes on even more savings to us customers. Also, they plant 1 tree for every order placed and incorporate sustainability into every part of the company. Love their site. So we worked out a deal for you guys. You'll get $15 off your first Public Goods order with 0 minimum purchase. So they are so confident that you will absolutely love their products, and I am too, and come back again and again, that they are giving you $15 to spend off your first purchase. Just take the $15, get something for your household, try it out. You're going to love it. And then, you know, maybe get the membership. I got the membership. I really have been using it a ton. So basically, we have nothing to lose. So head over to publicgoods.com/retrograde or use our code retrograde at checkout. That's publicgoods.com/retrograde to receive $15 off your first order. Okay. You know, we don't go an episode without shouting out a fizzy sparkling beverage, and this brand is no exception to the love in our beverage influencing hearts. We're talking about Huzzah. It's a sparkling water with added probiotics and 3 grams of sugar or less, and honestly, tastes like sunshine in a can. It is so delicious. I know I've been previously like hyping up the juicy pear flavor because it's really delicious, and I do still love it so much, but I'm going to be honest. I moved on to the strawberry hibiscus. Don't hate me, juicy pear. I still love you. They also have the raspberry and lemon that I also really like, but my boyfriend likes that one, so he gets that. And I have now taken over the juicy pear and the strawberry hibiscus. It's really a nice cocktail hour, non-libation libation. You know what I mean? It's fizzy. It's a little tart. It's flavorful. It's definitely not too sweet. The raspberry and lemon has 0 sugar. The strawberry hibiscus has just 3 grams of sugar. The juicy pear has just 3 grams of sugar. So it's like fruit forward. It's not anything too sugary. I've been seeing this at every grocery store, but we have a code for you guys. If you head over to drinkhuzzah.com, that's drinkhuzzah.com, and use our code retrograde, you'll get 20% off your first order. So they'll deliver it to your house. It's shelf stable, so you don't have to put it all in the fridge at once. You can keep it in the pantry and then just like have it ready to go whenever you need it. I do love it cold. It's yummy by itself. It's really yummy on ice. And I would venture to guess it's pretty good as a mixer too. So that is drinkhuzzah.com, code retrograde, 20% off. You're going to love it. Carrie Ann Price, welcome to the show today.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be joining your amazing podcast. You guys are precious. I've listened to your shows, and your guests your fans are fun, right? You guys keep it so fun. That's what I'm all about. So we're really aligned because, you know, it's all about the mystical, the things that we're not in touch with that, you know, we can't put our hands on. And that just keeps it like, oh my God, what's next, right? But I actually, through the Akashic Records, can help people a great deal. And it's very specific. The work I do is not random, and I'm going to tell you. But you guys leave your questions.
Okay, so we have Carrie Ann Price on, as you just heard. She is mother of our friend Pamela, who I've known since very young. We all went to the same summer camp. Were you at French Woods? Hello? I know there's people listening and be like, I didn't know she went there. But I've known for a while that you're, in Pamela's words, come from a long line of witches. And then you've been practicing reading the Akashic Records and among other things, correct?
Yes, I've done tarot, in a corporate setting. I'm like, really? You want me to do tarot in this big, huge corporate setting? It's so cute. Yeah, I've done Vedic astrology for many, many years. And that's very, Eastern horizon astrology stuff, very different from Western, what you guys talk about. And I've always been, if I talk about Vedic, my 8th house, which is all about mysticism, is really huge. All my planets are aligned there. But we're going to talk about gifts, soul gifts. And what I do is all about what we can create now in the physical, whereas Vedic astrology was more faded. And it's kind of gone away because now we are more a choice. The way the planets have aligned, we're now able to create what we want. And we know that but we can do stuff without being burned at the stake, right? In certain terms. But yeah.
So Vedic astrology has that like faded element. Western astrology accounts for free will. What are the Akashic Records? Because I feel like Elizabeth and I have been hearing about them for a very long time. And it wasn't until we met you that we sort of began to understand. I know your reading helped me immensely, but I still don't understand. Are they like in a library somewhere? Are they in my computer? Like, where are the records stored?
Yeah.
The West Hollywood Public Library.
Yeah. Exactly. How do you know? Yeah, that's where I go to every time. No, actually, the Akashic Records, we cannot see them. They're a 5th dimensional thing, right? We're multidimensional, so I'm always accessing it. So if you want to picture a library, right, because we can't see it, and that library is ginormous and it holds every soul that ever was, and there's so much more room to allow all the souls that are yet to be. But the thing is, the souls are, what is it about the souls that they have? Everything, all the karmic history, all your soul gifts. Where are you as far as, your higher aspect, your soul vibration rate? Everything, almost every reading I do is I'm entering into your Akashic Records. So
how do you find them?
So, you have to be attuned. So like I have student practitioners, I actually teach people to do this because I don't want to be the only one blessed to be able to help free and heal people and help them to create their soul success stories, because there are so many, like people do. It's amazing. So it is an attunement. So you can't just randomly, a lot of people do go in. You have to have permission. So when I went into yours and Elizabeth's, I knew I had your permission. You gave me the information, your date of birth and place of birth and name and such. And what do you want to create for yourself? And then from then, I have a very specific protocol of questions that I ask so that we can get right to the point. So the Akashic Records are really, there's not a whole lot to say about it, except it is so rich. So just think about, each of us has a book, right? We are a book in that Akashic Record. And we can open that book with permission. And we can flip to any page in that book and learn about anything, right? So when I did your first Akashic Record reading and clearing with solar alignment is what I call them, what I teach, that the first half is like, it's an hour-long reading. As you remember, I record it because it's just so much information about you at soul level. And I teach you about your soul gifts. So the Akashic Record is going to tell me, oh, this is where Elizabeth and Stephanie landed the first time out as a soul. And always that place is, unless this different kind of soul, but mostly it's where it's like a warm toe dipped in the water. And this place is where you're going to be with people who are like you. And that's why it's like a warm dip in the water the first time out as a soul. In the Akashic Records, I tell you how many lifetimes you've had, right? And that's important, not because it's like, oh my God, I'm an old wise soul. We don't really care about that. It's because the second half of the reading, I'm going to tell you about your past lives and what it is you created with whom, your whole story, and what I had to clear because of the choice that's on repeat, right? That's a negative karmic pattern for you that we have to clear. And that's what I clear.
So when you're tapping into somebody's records, is it more of like a download that you're getting, or how does the information come to you?
Okay, so yeah, I'm dowsing. I'm claircognizant, right? Okay. So like if I'm dowsing, what is the block and restriction that is affecting my client now from a choice they made 18 lifetimes ago? It's still on repeat because we want to clear it. And maybe I'll have a list of, 100 words. I'll go right to the word and I'll be like, and then I'll douse to validate. It's always right on, spot on.
What does that mean?
So I'm dowsing. And so blocks and restrictions are things that I have to clear. So when I did each of your readings, the first reading and clearing is huge because I am clearing so much that has been getting in the way of you accomplishing things. And you don't even know. Nobody can know. Mm-hmm. How can you know your soul gifts without me telling you or somebody like me, right? Elizabeth, you're very familiar with the spirit guides when we're doing strategic sessions. They will always come on board and start talking, right? They're they adore you. They take so advantage of the moment that we're talking together and they will start chiming in, but we already know what it is you want to create. So they're able to give you very clear guidance based on that. What do you want to create? Yeah.
So what does it I'm just so curious in the experience of being able to tap into other people's guides. And I know that I'll hear you say, let me check to see if your guides are talking. And then you are able to interpret what they're saying. So like, what is that experience like for you? Is it really clear? Can you make out what the guides look like? Or is it more of a clairaudient experience? Like, explain.
Sure. Well, when I go into a session, I will ask spirit guides, please, Elizabeth spirit guides, will you please enter the room? And please, one only will be the spokesperson because we don't want all kinds of interference, right? Because they all know you, they all love you, they all know what you want, and they want to give you the clearest guidance, but one spokesperson. So they're already on board. Often what I do is when I call them, I will see what they're doing. And I think the last time, one time it was, remember, I'm like, oh, wow, there's a fist and it's to the right. Oh, they're holding the baseball bat. Elizabeth is batting it out of the park, like you're swinging out of the park. They were really wanting to let me know that you're...
Or demolishing everything in sight. I wasn't sure.
Too, right? Swinging it out of the park. So I see it, right? And clair visual as well. And claircognizant. Okay. And so, but when they talk, it's just an immediate download. And I will be like, and I'll know that it's them because all of a sudden it'll be like, that's not content I'm familiar with. Mm-hmm. And I'll start talking really fast, sometimes really aggressively. Sometimes I'll curse. They're really funny. And I'm not, really a huge cursor, or they're really jokesters. Like during spirit guide meet and greets, sometimes they're really poetic, and I am not a poet. Sometimes they'll speak a little bit in another language, and I'll be like, I don't know that language, right? The language is that will come across to the client, and the client will be, oh my God, you can't know that. I'm like, well, I don't speak that language. It's not a whole lot, but it's enough, right? So yeah, but it's like an immediate download. It's not like people are always like, oh my God, you get possessed. No, not like that at all. I'm still me. It's just that.
Is it scary?
No, they're so loving. So spirit guides. So during that first reading and clearing, I tell you how many spirit guides you have and how much they love you, right? You are their only person. So they're there for you 24/7. You can meet them, right? That's another reading that you would meet them and you would learn how they endowed you, what their names are, what they look like, right? They don't really look like anything, but they're going to look like something for you because we're third dimensional. So it's important for us to know what something looks like, right? So my spirit guides, when I looked at them, they were more light and color, right? Some others were like Popeye or Mr. Potato Head. They're so funny. Or one was my Bernese Mountain Dog. And, and one was, if you read my blog, I closed my eyes and I said, okay, what do you look like? And I saw white. And then I saw a wing. And then I saw a dove. I said, oh, you're the white wings of a dove. So I said to my client as I was giving her reading, I said about the spirit guides, so this is what it looks like. And so I went on, and at the end, she said, I'm going to tell you what that meant. I said, okay. So when I was a kid, my grandma every day would sing to me the White Wings of a Dove prayer song every day. And I can't believe that my spirit guide did that to let me know that they're for real. And grandma was there, right? And I'm like, that's happened. One time I was giving a spirit guide reading to let them meet there. And we're sitting down, it was in my shop. And I'm like, I forgot to see what they look like. Let me go in your record and access, close my eyes. I'm like, I'm seeing green. It's a mountain. It's a turtle. Your spirit guide looks like a turtle. So I said, does that mean something to you? She said, oh my God. If you walk into my house, you open the door, everything, every picture, every object, every spoon, every dish is a turtle. And I'm like, yeah. So they're connecting with you and want you to know they're for real. And they, they'll send, each one will send a long message. But I mean, Elizabeth, you have gotten so much from them. I mean, they have spoken with you so much. It's like amazing. They think you're so cool.
I always love to check in with them. I'm like, what are the guides saying?
Right. It's hilarious, right? And
it's so fascinating.
Yeah.
Because they've never, and here's the thing, like I always err on the side of kind of like skepticism, especially when it comes to this category of work. But it's been such a catalyst for so many shifts for me. And everything you've ever communicated that my guides are saying has been spot on. So there's really no room for me to not be on board because I'm like, it's just not ever been anything but so true and resonated so deeply.
Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, when they give homework all the time.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why I record every session because they will talk fast. I will not remember what they say, right? It's coming and it's just for you. So I send you your session so you can listen back if you didn't take notes because you're going to want to do. It's not that they're telling you what to do because they cannot diminish who we are as the powerful creator of our experience. We never want ever anybody. And that's why I get you on your soul mountain. I'm like, anybody tries to get on your mountain, you kick them off, right?
All right, guys, let's take a break to celebrate one of our longtime partners of the show. We are talking about Talkspace. Talkspace is an amazing online resource for therapy. You've heard us talk about it many times. And as you know, you can sign up online and start therapy the same day as you sign up. You can text, video, or send voice messages to your licensed therapist. It's so convenient and it is incredibly affordable. I've heard so many people say they would love to go to therapy, but they can't afford it. Talkspace just really makes it accessible and from the comfort of your own home, which I don't know, I think if there's anything that we learned in 2020, there are some things that we can do from the comfort of our own home. Talkspace lets you send and receive unlimited messages with your dedicated therapist in the platform 24/7. They help you set goals and they hold you accountable to make sure that you're really progressing through using their therapy. They offer the tools that you need to cope in challenging times, and they help shift your perspective because they are the #1 online therapy platform that has thousands of licensed therapists trained in over 40 specialties, including, like I said, anxiety, depression, relationships, and more. They're there for you. It's worth saying that Talkspace is secure and private. They use end-to-end bank-grade encryption technology to store the client information, and they comply with all the HIPAA regulations. So anything that you say or do is safe in the context of Talkspace. As a listener of That's a Retrograde, you will get $100 off your first month with Talkspace. To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com, use code retrograde, and you'll get $100 off your first month. Talkspace.com, code retrograde. Next, we are talking about our lovely friends at Ritual. God, I love Ritual. You know why? Because we deserve to know what we're putting in our bodies and why. especially when it comes to something that we take every day. Ritual has clean, vegan-friendly multivitamins that are formulated with high-quality nutrients. They are bioavailable for your body. As you know, I'm obsessed with their traceable, bioavailable ingredients, especially in the realm of the B vitamins. They are methylated B12. They use folate. And you can go on their website and see what form you're taking the vitamin in and where they come from. Also, there's no sugar, GMOs, major allergens, synthetic fillers, and artificial colorants. They contain key nutrients in forms that the body can actually use with no extras. It is so devastating to read some of the bottles of these widely available supplements. It breaks my heart, but not with Ritual. They have their delayed release capsule that delivers high quality nutrients in just 2 daily pills. They are for women, men, and teens, and they are scientifically developed to help support different life stages. And they are delivered to your door every month with free shipping, and you can start, snooze, or cancel your subscription at any time. You can also get them for a friend or a family member. Spread the love, guys. So go to ritual.com/retrograde, and they will give you 10% off during your first 3 months. Ritual.com/retrograde. Taking a daily multivitamin can really make a difference. Don't take it from me. Try it yourself. You'll love it because they're also minty, which I forgot to mention, but that's important.